Yo, I'm back like I never left. Forever fresh, and it's evident. The niggas do it for clout and for presidents. That's why I packed it up and took the severance. You know, never roll with an ego under the pico. From feet on to feet on. The glowers, the knowers, the shiners, the showers, the non-stagnant and the growers. It's the re-emergence from behind the curtains.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's OG Boricua Don Dada. Y'all already know who it is. Listen, man, it's a beautiful day, so I'm gonna do these on a walk because I ain't trying to be in the house right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit two topics today because, you know, one just dropped right now that I was like, wow, this is a big loss. And then you had obviously War Chamber, which we did go over. Me, AB, and Bill Vink. They kind of really shitted on the calling real quick, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let that rock. I'm gonna do my own piece on it, right? So, you obviously see the big thing actually with this whole War Chamber match is Delirious, former ROH. I want to say superstar because he had a lot of work, did some really cool shit. I think he was an impact for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking in the street, so I got to look both ways. Look both ways before you cross the street, kids. So he comes out, you're like, oh shit, this is fire, right? Like, you know it's work. It's a good look, you know what I'm saying? He kind of fits the whole crazy, the calling kind of image, right? Dr. Cornelius, or whatever his name is, that dude just reminds me of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or some shit, so I think he looks really cool. But obviously, I hated the finish, and if a guy gets taken out, submitted, pinned, or anything, I thought the fight would be over. So, Hammerstone being injured and the fight keeps going or whatever kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. And I was like, don't know how I feel about this. It is what it is. Calling goes over, right? So you're like, all right, this is dope. You know what I mean? Like, calling gets a big win. They do what they do. But, I mean, it's kind of them winning like that kind of takes away their big win. Because then people can go, oh, the only reason why they won is because Hammer got hurt and all that other shit. Win is a win, I guess. Listen, it's supposed to be Major League Wrestling where it's more like sports with a season. And in sports, listen, sometimes you take the good, you take the bad, you take the wins. A win is a win. Chalk this one up for the calling, right? You're like, all right. But watching this, a few people stood out, right? And the Justice guy from SGC, he looked fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he was the best part of the face group. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, this guy is legit. Delirious looked great. I like the off the top to break up pin counts. If you hear the birds singing, it's a beautiful day. So you sit back and you're like, and I know I'm saying it, you know, that's just the way I talk, so deal with it. You go, all right. But then, I got to call it the way I see it. To me, Ricochet Page, who I know is an ill worker, he looked the worst out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was kind of like, damn, you're supposed to be the vet. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it was kind of a letdown because I had high expectations, and I know, you know, expectations are expectations. Don't put a high bar on anybody. Just be entertained and do what you do. But the way I see it, you gotta, when you do these kind of things, you call it as it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say, yo, this was fire, this is whack, this is whack. Because if you don't, you're blowing smoke up everybody's ass, and if anybody gets in their feelings, tough shit for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like the match. I know that they said something about March, I think 18th or something, they got a show coming up in Philly. And I'm not saying to be completely honest, because I'm just going off what an email said, but I know they said July 8th is one in Philly as well. So, There's a lot going on. MLW seems to be doing these monthly tapings, which is really, really good, instead of those, you know, every 3 months or whatever. So I talked on that. I'm not sure how else I really wanted to go into the War Chamber, because like I said, we did talk about it in depth, I would say. But really good showing for Justice. Obviously, you know, Delirious is going to give you what he's going to give you. Akira did his thing. Dr. Cornelius was pretty cool. You know, Manser is this fucking Mance, and, you know, Hammer got hurt. You know, that's the story they're running with. I thought it would have been over as soon as he was taking out the match, but it wasn't. And not for nothing, Hammerstone cost his team. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Hammerstone got hurt. They lost. Throw that one on Hammer's back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Deuces.